Thank you to Indivisible, Fox Valley, King County. Last week's news cycle was like many weeks' news cycle, as we were discussing earlier. It's hard to follow everything. I know I can't. And I know I've been very interested in the Kurdish Cultural Center and going to some awesome events there, most recently at the National Holocaust Center and Museum. You've had the Kurdish people who some of them are Yazidis, which is an ancient religion. Some of them are Muslim, Christians, everything, Jewish. But it was at the Illinois National Holocaust Center Museum, and it was about horrible things Saddam Hussein had done to the Kurds. Very powerful, very moving. But for me, the reason I got interested in the Kurds, as we were just discussing, very open people to us, open people to others in the Middle East. You go to a Kurdish area in the Middle East, you have Christians living there, Muslims living there. That's why I'm so interested. A great group, but today is not about that. Unfortunately, we're preempting something very important for you guys, so I will keep to the point. Unfortunately, some of these great activists with this group, personal friends of Belarus and almost Osman from the Kurdish Center, were brutally attacked. These are their personal friends, and hospitalized. And it was mere minutes after the president of Turkey had left the meeting with our president, Donald Trump, who has not said anything about brutal attacks. And it's caused an unlikely political pair, John McCain and Dianne Feinstein, to call for justice. And so, as you can imagine, that's why I passed out the letter there. It's a kind of unusual thing for them to feel compelled to write a letter together. So these were American citizens that were beaten mercilessly. Washington police, you can watch the video, I suggest you do. If you don't like hardly graphic things, it's hard. But it could have been any of us holding a sign. And the fact that Trump said nothing makes me believe, it was 10 minutes after they left, that he doesn't care. And in fact, if we're holding a sign, he would love to do the same thing with us. So I think in terms of our self-interest, we can't let this stand. So I'm asking everyone to, if you can handle graphic stuff, that has been linked on the individual site. You can watch this horrible video last Wednesday. And then I will, without further ado, bow out and Osman, thank you for coming.
Hello everyone. Thank you for inviting us. It's an honor to be invited and to see you. Thanks. We very appreciate any help that comes to the Kurds. So as a scientist and a teacher, I've been living in the US for years. I'm a United States citizen. And we have some friends living here. The life here and back in Kurdistan is quite different. We have experienced a lot of things that we just have the chance to see on a 1 minute video or 2 minutes video. That is kind of the actual life, very common. And from the scene that we watched on those 2 minutes, nothing is unusual to us. When we open up the box in our brain, that what we have witnessed in back at home and even now. So this is a kind of spilling over of what is happening in Kurdistan into the US. And those who have done this, they know that this is not something normal in outside of Kurdistan, but they cannot help because they have grown to believe that they have all the right to do against the Kurds. So we are not political persons. We all individually have our political views, but what we want, we just want some humanitarian feeling and help from anyone. So Kurds have been living in this situation for hundreds of years under the Ottoman, Iranian, Iraqi, Syrian, Turks. And whenever they ask, they open up their mouth for some rights. They have been brutally suppressed, and I'm not going to tell you about the history, what happened, but some of the things that happened to Kurds have been envied by Hitler, and he has been quoted saying, the Ottomans and the Turks have done it, and they got away with it. Why shouldn't I do it? So, with this, I'm not going to talk about the details either, and this is not the first, not the last. So, what we want, we are very happy that what has happened recently with the Kurds, that they have kind of organized, and now they have some to an extent, there's power, organized power, and especially they have the power of organizing as well as some supports from US and other countries to fight against the monster evil of so-called ISIS, and they are the only effective, very effective force. And this, they wouldn't have been such an effective without the support from the US. Turks are aware of this, and they very much appreciate it. What we want is that what happens in Turkey may be out of the reach, and in other parts of Kurdistan may be out of the reach of the US citizens. But what happens on the US soil against the Kurds is within the reach of citizens. And I'm happily a member of them, to kind of not allow this anti-constitutional and crimes against individuals, against humans. So I'll be happy to answer any question. I don't want to take much of your time because this is very boring and sad, but just this glimpse that something happened is against the constitution of the US, against the laws of the US, and it's something very unusual, and it shouldn't be allowed to happen. And if this goes without any actions, it will grow.
How can people connect with your group if they wanted to get involved with the Kurdish effort, with what you guys are doing? Do you have a Facebook site?
Yes, I'll get power.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, Kurdish Cultural Center of Illinois, and we also have a website, kurdsofillinois.org. So if you have any questions, if you want to learn about us more, you can send us an email, you can send us a Facebook message. So we are here.
Can you repeat your Facebook page?
We'll send it out in an email too. Yeah.
And then I'd just like to point out that the three things I mentioned to Tammy Duckworth here, and you can put whatever representative you want on there. If you want to sign this, mail it, great. If you want to take this, make your own, I can also put the body of the text in so people can take it and adjust it to any representative you like. But the three things I asked, I did some research on this. We can identify these attackers, and if you watch the video, you'll want us to do that. We can charge them. The Washington, D.C. police want to charge them. We can charge them with felonies. We can bar them. Remember coming back to diplomatic immunity? No diplomatic immunity. We can charge them, we can bar them. I didn't put in here, we can also press for reparations from the government of Turkey for these medical bills, the things that I've had shared with me from Bauer and an email. The things that happen to these people are beyond our imagination happening to a protester, a U.S. protester, not beyond their imagination at all. They're like, oh, that wasn't so bad as it could have been. You know, but to us, horrible. So we can advocate. Thank you.